The chair recognizes now the author of the legislation that we are considering, the gentleman from Illinois, Mr. Lipinski, for 5 minutes, for 2 minutes, for the purposes of an opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to request unanimous consent that my written statement be put in the record.
Hearing no objections, so ordered.
I'd like to thank my good friend Chairman Rush, as well as Ranking Member Whitfield and the subcommittee for scheduling today's hearing. The Strategy Act has over 50 bipartisan co-sponsors in the House in support of a wide-ranging group of organizations. And at this time, I'd like to request unanimous consent to enter into the record letters of support for this bill from some of these organizations.
Hearing no objections, so ordered.
I'd also like to request unanimous consent for the record to remain open for 3 days to allow other pending letters of support to be entered.
Hearing no objections, so ordered.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I look forward to hearing testimony from our witnesses and would especially like to welcome Bill Hickey, president of Lapham Hickey Steel, a family-owned steel manufacturer located in my district. Almost one-third of domestic manufacturing jobs have disappeared in the past decade, and manufacturing share of GDP is roughly half of what it was in 1980. It is clear that allowing this trend to continue will further undermine the American economy and the middle class, and also undermine our defense capability, leaving us strategically vulnerable. To help avoid this, I introduced this Strategy Act. Although we currently have numerous federal programs and policies designed to support American manufacturing, they are generally disjointed, ad hoc, and reactive, diminishing their impact. The goal of this strategy is to harmonize manufacturing policy and make it more unified, coherent, forward-looking, and results-oriented. It's important to point out that this is not an industrial policy or command market approach. Instead, it is a way to coordinate policies in order to better support American entrepreneurship and job creation. This bill was developed over many months with input and feedback from large and small businesses, academics, trade associations, and labor groups. I look forward to hearing from the witnesses and working with the members of the committee and others to examine ways we can improve upon this bill. I have heard some recommendations for changes we may make to this bill, and I'm looking forward to working with members of the committee and others, as I said, and perhaps we can incorporate some of these changes and make this a better bill, because that, in the end, is the goal to make manufacturing stronger in America, because it's certainly something we need for our economy and for our national defense. I yield back.